Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Demetrious Johnson believes Jon Jones cemented his place as the GOAT following his victory over Cyril Gane last weekend.
Yeah, I said it last night. I've always felt that from Jon Jones, and I was talking about it on my my channel last night, and I said Jon Jones didn't have to gain all that weight to do what he did to Gane. He didn't have to, right? And if you look at like the other previous gentlemen who try to go up and be a champ or win belts in a different division, they lack the size and a little bit of the skill set. Not really Volkanovski and Islam. I felt Volkanovski was fine. I think, that fight could have gone either way. But if you look at the Israel Adesanya, I think he, the size difference for Blachowicz was against him. And also, if he had the skill set, like the wrestling skill set to take him to a different area, then I think you would have saw Izzy be a champ. But Jon Jones, what he did to Gane Saturday night was, he took him down and choked him out. And I truly believe he could have done that at 205.
Dricus du Plessis shed some insight into what's next for him during a recent interview with Ariel Helwani.
As far as my career, where it puts me as I'm a force to be reckoned with in the 185 division. I have the longest active winning streak. I am the guy in the division putting up my hand furthest of anybody. And I'm just enjoying it, man. I'm loving every single moment of this. Logistically, I don't know what they're going to do. They're probably waiting for the Adesanya Pereira fight. That the whole division is almost waiting to see what's going to happen. And for me, like I said, I'm really enjoying this win. I'm enjoying the journey that I've been with the UFC. I've only had a great time. And let's see who they come up next. I really hope they come with another fun fight, because everybody that's been giving me has been fun fights. There's been fighters that come out there to bang, and I'm not interested in any boring fight. I'm in there to have bangers.
Du Plessis was then asked if he thinks he's next in line if Israel Adesanya beats Alex Pereira next month.
I think so. I don't think that is too far-fetched at all. That's why I'm saying the whole division is waiting to see what happens there.
Brandon Gibson, the striking coach of Jon Jones, reveals Jones could walk away early from his 8-fight deal with the UFC.
At heavyweight, there's so much less room for error. And that entices Jon, that intrigues Jon, and that motivates him even more. So I'm really happy he made this jump, and we had such a focused and disciplined training camp, Ariel, and brought out some of the best guys I've ever met to be a part of it. And I think we're going to see a very strong run here at heavyweight for Jon Jones.
Is it possible that we have like 5 or 6 more years of heavyweight Jon Jones? You know what I mean? Like, he's still in his mid-30s. Do you think that, like, how many more years do you think we actually have left of Jon Jones, the fighter?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to Jon. I think physically and mentally, he can go a long ways. And we've seen so many great heavyweights have incredible performances throughout their 40s. Even Stipe's 41.
Yeah.
But I think Jon's going to be one of those athletes that walks away early.
You think so?
And walk away early. I think so. I think Jon will ride off in the sunset, and us as MMA fans will still be like clamoring for one more, talking about potential matchups. But I don't think Jon's going to have too much more to prove.
Paddy Pimblett has successfully undergone surgery on his ankle. He gave fans an update by posting the following clip to Twitter.
What's happening, people? Thank you very much for the well wishes. I've had a lot of messages today, and I want to thank you all very, very much. The surgery was a success, so I'll be in a booth for 6 to 8 weeks. Can't put any weight on it for 2, so we'll see how it goes. Just resting up now. Crutches. Lenny's looking after me. Aren't you, Len? Looking after me, lad.
Jon Jones has some words for both Francis Ngannou and Daniel Cormier recently. Jones had this to say about DC's reaction to him submitting Cyril Gane last weekend. "My man couldn't even pretend to smile. It was pretty funny. Asking what happened, an experienced former champion and analyst suddenly not being able to identify a guillotine. When asked about a potential fight against Ngannou, Jones said, 'I highly doubt it, especially after the first performance. Like I said, the dude left for a reason. Came up with every demand and request in the world. He knew the UFC wasn't going to bend. He found his way out.'" Jordan Leavitt shares his prediction for the scheduled fight between Beneil Dariush and Charles Oliveira. Leavitt believes Dariush will finish the former champ.
Well, there's so much going on in your division, the lightweight division. Today it was just announced that Charles Oliveira, he'll be fighting Beneil Dariush May 6th in Newark. Who do you think wins that fight?
Dariush, he's the true #1 contender. He should have had the title fight a year ago. He deserves it. He's a good guy. He's exciting. I think he finishes Charles. I think he finishes Islam.
Wow, bold prediction.
Yeah, I think he's the best lightweight in the world.
Leavitt then gave his prediction on the fight between Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler that's set to go down later this year.
I think the buildup might make Chandler more emotional. He already fights emotional even when there's not much of a buildup. So I could see, sadly, Conor McGregor pulling it out. But I'm pulling for Chandler. I'm definitely pulling for Chandler. But I hope Chandler could prove me wrong. But I think McGregor is going to walk out there. I think he's going to get it done.
Scott Coker believes Bellator has around a 50% chance of signing Francis Ngannou to the promotion. Here's what the Bellator CEO had to say.
Updates on any of that stuff, particularly like Francis. I mean, if you had a conversation with Francis, is there a point where he'd be too expensive? Like, would he say a number and you'd go, well, we're not going to do that, so we're just going to move on?
Listen, my guys have been talking to Francis. I know they met. I know Steven met with him on the boxing side. I've always said that I think would be a perfect fit for him because he could do boxing, he could do MMA. But I don't think that, there's anything close to a deal being presented back and forth. So, I mean, let's see what happens. Anything can happen, but I'm not sure that we're going to be in that business on the MMA side. Maybe for the boxing side, it might work out. But, to me, it's like it has to be equitable for everybody. And that's how I feel. And there's we have a pretty robust purse amount every year. And, we can spread that around. We can take a lot of that purse and pay our guys and sign other fighters and keep building divisions, right? So to me, it's like, I would say it's 50-50 at this point.
Jamie Pickett has recently made claims that his fight last weekend against Bo Nickal should be deemed a no contest. Pickett claims a low blow from Nickal led him to a submission victory.
He needs to learn how to use that Division I wrestling and MMA. Because as you can tell, as you saw, when he tried to take me down, easily stopped it.
I mentioned your manager sort of handling the appeal and all that. Have you spoken to the UFC since the fight? Has there been any update from that end?
No.
Okay.
Everybody acts like they didn't see anything.
Right.
They didn't. What's funny is they didn't even review it. I asked them to review it. They didn't even review it. They didn't care. It's like it's almost as if they wanted him to win.
Right.
And
well, there is an agenda here. You can kind of see he's a big star for them, obviously. But I'm assuming, like, my take is, if this was any other fighter, if it wasn't like a guy that there's a lot of hype behind, this would be a much bigger deal, and this would be sort of for front and center, I think. But because it's Bo, or let's say if it was the other way around, you know what I mean? Like, what if
they would have stopped that?
Yeah.
They would have stopped. If I would have needed him, they would have stopped that.
Francis Ngannou shared his thoughts on Jon Jones becoming the heavyweight champ. Here's the clip.
I knew that if Jon shows up very in a good space mentally, not like his last two fights, he's gonna prevail in this fight. But I didn't see this fight be so short. I think this fight could have been longer. I was surprised though. I was surprised the way that the fight ended, and I think seeing even a serious reaction, he was surprised as well, because he wasn't even defending. He wasn't thinking that a submission can come from where he was at. So that was quite a great performance from Jones. Not very surprising, because I knew that if I could out wrestle Cyril, Jones would be another story. He will have a hot night if Jones could have lay hand on him. So fun fight, a fight that I would have liked to have, but unfortunately we are not there. That fight didn't happen, and probably will never happen now that he's on he's on a very long contract with the UFC, so that's not happening anymore.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.